Good morning, everyone. We all dream of big success, but success never comes from one big step. It comes from the small habits we build and repeat every single day. The truth is simple. The little things you do when no one is watching decide whether you will achieve your dreams or lose them. One small positive habit, practiced daily, is more powerful than 1,000 empty wishes. If you want a big future, start with small habits, because small habits always grow into big success. Success is often misunderstood. Many people think it arrives suddenly, like a lucky break, a big opportunity, or a magical moment that changes everything. They wait for that one chance, that one day when their lives will transform overnight. But the truth is very different. Real success does not come from one grand action. It is not built on one lucky opportunity. It is built on small daily actions repeated with discipline and patience. The small things you do every day, the choices you make when nobody notices, those are the actions that decide your future. Think about your day. What time do you wake up? How do you spend your mornings? What do you do with the first hour of your day? These choices may look small, but they shape the direction of your life. A person who starts the day with focus and effort will always move ahead of the person who starts with laziness and distraction. Success does not care about what you wish for. It only cares about what you do repeatedly. Small daily actions are like seeds. If you plant them with care, they grow into trees that produce fruit year after year. If you neglect them, the ground remains empty and nothing grows. Small daily actions also decide the strength of your habits. For example, reading a few pages every day may not seem important. It doesn't give instant results. But do it for a year and you will have absorbed the wisdom of multiple books. Writing a few lines every day may not feel powerful, but after a year, you may have written an entire book. Exercising for 30 minutes daily may not transform your body in a week, but after a year, the change will be undeniable. That is the power of small daily actions. They are invisible in the short term, but unstoppable in the long term. The problem is that most people underestimate the power of small actions because they don't see results immediately. They want fast success, fast growth, fast rewards. When they don't see quick results, they stop. They don't realize that success is a slow build, like water dripping onto stone. One drop does nothing, but millions of drops carve through rock. Every small daily action is like that drop of water. On its own, it may look meaningless, but combined over time, it has the power to shape your destiny. Look at anyone who has achieved greatness. Behind the success you see, there are years of small, disciplined actions. An athlete wins medals not because of one day's effort, but because of years of training daily when nobody was watching. A musician plays beautifully not because of one performance, but because of hours and hours of practice every day. A successful business is not built overnight. It is built by daily decisions, daily learning, daily improvement, and daily persistence even when results are not visible. Every great achievement is simply the visible tip of an invisible mountain of small daily actions. What makes small daily actions so powerful is that they build momentum. At first, the effort feels heavy. At first, the results feel invisible. But as you keep going, something changes. The action becomes easier, the results become clearer, and the progress becomes faster. Like pushing a heavy wheel, the hardest part is the beginning. Once the wheel starts turning, momentum carries it forward. Success works exactly the same way. Small daily actions create momentum, and once momentum takes over, progress accelerates. Another reason small daily actions matter is because they build discipline. Discipline is not created in one moment of strength. It is created when you repeat small actions, even when you don't feel like it. When you keep going on the days when you are tired, when you show up even when results are slow, When you continue despite distractions, you are training your mind to be strong. Every small disciplined action becomes a brick, and over time those bricks build a wall of strength that nothing can break. It is important to understand that small actions work in both directions. Positive small actions build success, but negative small actions build failure. Eating unhealthy meals daily does not harm you immediately, but over time it destroys your health. Wasting an hour daily may not seem serious, but over time it steals years from your life. Complaining daily does not look dangerous, but over time it destroys your mindset. Just as small positive actions build you, small negative actions break you. That is why awareness of your daily habits is critical. The question is not whether your actions are small or big. The question is whether they are leading you towards success or toward failure. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is that small things don't matter. They say, it's only one day. It's only one bill. It's only one missed workout. But life is not shaped by what you do once. Life is shaped by what you do repeatedly. Missing one day may not destroy you, but the habit of missing days will. Eating one unhealthy meal may not affect you, but the habit of careless eating will. Wasting time once may not matter, but the habit of wasting time will. Every choice is a small vote for the kind of life you are building. The life you have today is the result of the small choices you made yesterday, and the life you will have tomorrow will be the result of the small choices you make today. If you want big success, you must learn to value small beginnings. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for the big opportunity. Don't wait for luck. Start with what you can do today, no matter how small. Read one page. Save $1. Take one step. Build one habit. Over time, these small actions will grow into something far bigger than you imagined. Success does not demand perfection. It only demands persistence. Small actions repeated daily with persistence create unstoppable progress. In the end, success is not about sudden breakthroughs. It is about consistent effort. The ones who win are not those who do big things once in a while. The ones who win are those who do the small things every single day without fail, without excuse, and without giving up. Small daily actions are not small at all. They are the hidden force that builds greatness. They are the invisible power that shapes your future. And they are the difference between those who only dream and those who actually succeed. Discipline is not something that suddenly appears in your life. It is not something you are born with. Discipline is created, and the way it is created is through small habits. People imagine that discipline means making huge sacrifices, doing extreme things, or showing superhuman willpower. But true discipline is not built that way. True discipline comes from the simple, repeated habits you practice every single day, even when they look small, even when nobody notices. Think about the people who always show up on time, who finish what they start, who stay consistent with their work. They are not different from you. They have simply trained themselves through small habits until discipline became natural. Waking up a little earlier, finishing tasks before relaxing, sticking to a routine. These small habits may look ordinary, but when repeated daily, they become the foundation of big discipline. The mind is like a muscle. If you train it with small habits, it becomes stronger. Every time you wake up on time, instead of hitting snooze, you strengthen discipline. Every time you choose to work instead of wasting time, you strengthen discipline. Every time you say no to a distraction, you strengthen discipline. These small moments of control add up, and over time, they build a powerful mindset that can handle much bigger challenges. Most people fail not because they are incapable, but because they never train discipline. They wait for motivation to act. They say they will start tomorrow. They believe that one day, when the circumstances are right, they will become disciplined. but that day never comes. Discipline is not built in the future. It is built now in the present moment with the small habits you choose to practice today. Discipline is not about being harsh with yourself. It is about creating a system of habits that guide your life automatically. For example, if you build the habit of reading every evening, it becomes normal and you no longer need to force yourself. If you build the habit of exercising at a certain time, it becomes routine and you no longer fight with laziness. The power of small habits is that they make discipline automatic. You no longer need to struggle with every decision because your habits make the decisions for you. Without small habits, discipline feels impossible. You may try to make a big change all at once, but the effort is too heavy and you quickly give up. But with small habits, discipline grows naturally. You start small and every day you get a little stronger. It is like climbing a mountain step by step. Each step feels small, but eventually you reach the top. The same is true for discipline. Each small habit is a step, and with enough steps, you become unstoppable. The biggest mistake people make is underestimating small habits. They believe discipline is built only in big moments, like preparing for an exam, running a marathon, or building a business. But by the time those big moments arrive, it is already too late to start building discipline. Discipline must already be there, built from the small habits you practiced long before. The person who studies a little every day is ready when the exam comes. The person who trains daily is ready when the competition arrives. The person who works consistently is ready when opportunity knocks. Discipline built through small habits prepares you for the big moments of life. Another truth about discipline is that it is not about perfection. You will fail sometimes. You will miss days. You will make mistakes. But if you return to your small habits, discipline will continue to grow. The problem is not missing once. The problem is giving up completely. The strength of discipline comes from returning, from continuing, from not letting failure stop you. Small habits make it easier to continue because they are simple, manageable, and not overwhelming. That is why they are so powerful in building long-term discipline. Discipline is freedom. At first, it feels like sacrifice, but in reality, it creates control over your life. When you have discipline, you control your time, your energy, and your actions. You are not a slave to laziness, to distractions, or to excuses. You live on your terms. And that freedom begins with the small habits you choose each day. The habit of managing your time gives you freedom from stress. The habit of saving money gives you freedom from financial pressure. The habit of working daily gives you freedom from regret. Small habits may feel restrictive at first, but they are the path to real freedom. It is also important to understand that discipline is contagious. When you build discipline in one area of your life, it spreads to others. For example, the habit of waking up early gives you more energy, which makes you more focused at work. The habit of exercising regularly gives you confidence, which makes you stronger in facing challenges. The habit of finishing tasks on time builds reliability, which earns respect from others. One small disciplined habit creates a chain reaction that improves your entire life. The choice is always yours. Every day you are faced with small decisions. To wake up or to stay in bed, to work or to waste time, to learn or to scroll, to save or to spend, to move forward or to stand still. Each decision is small, but together they shape your discipline, and your discipline shapes your destiny. Nobody becomes disciplined overnight, but anybody can become disciplined with small habits repeated daily. If you want to change your future, do not wait for motivation. Do not wait for the perfect time. Do not wait for a miracle. Begin with one small habit. Practice it daily until it becomes part of you. Then add another and another. Step by step, your discipline will grow. And when it does, nothing will be able to stop you. Small habits may look ordinary today, but they are the seeds of extraordinary discipline, and that discipline is what creates lasting success. Big results in life never come from one giant leap. They come from small steps that compound over time. A single step forward may feel too small to matter, but when repeated daily, those steps build momentum and eventually lead to massive progress. The problem is that most people ignore the power of small steps because they expect instant change. They want quick success, fast growth, and immediate rewards. But real success does not work like that. It is slow, steady, and built on the invisible power of compounding small actions. Think about money as an example. If you save a small amount every day, it may feel meaningless at first, but over time that money grows. Add consistency and patience, and suddenly what looks small turns into something big. The same principle applies to habits and actions. Reading 10 pages a day may not seem like much, but in a year you will have read several books. Exercising for 20 minutes daily may not show results in a week, but in a year your health and energy will transform. Writing a page a day may look unimportant, but in a year you will have a finished book. The secret is not the size of the action, but the consistency that allows it to compound. Small steps also build confidence. When you set a small action and complete it, you prove to yourself that you can move forward. Each time you succeed in a small step, you build belief. Over time, these small victories stack up and create unstoppable momentum. Confidence is rarely built through one big achievement. It is built through many small wins that compound into self-belief. The challenge is that compounding works both ways. Just as small positive actions grow into success, small negative actions grow into failure. One unhealthy meal may not matter today, but repeated daily, it leads to health problems. 1 hour wasted on distractions may look harmless, but repeated every day, it steals years from your life. Failure is rarely the result of one big mistake. It is the result of small, careless actions that compound silently until they create disaster. This is why awareness is critical. Every small choice you make is either adding to your growth or subtracting from it. Every action compounds, whether positive or negative. If you want success, you must respect small steps. Do not wait for big leaps. Do not underestimate small progress. Keep moving, keep building, and let time do the heavy lifting. In the end, big success is simply small steps multiplied over time. Every great story is built on daily actions that compounded quietly until they became visible to the world. Your future will be no different. If you commit to small steps and allow them to compound, the results will one day look extraordinary.